Shit. No, to be honest, guys, I really don't know what I've done. I really don't know what I've done to deserve this. What have I done with my life? Hey. Hey guys, it's the game killer here. And we're here. We're here to play. Okay. Yo. Okay, we're here. Jeez. We're here to play. No, okay. No, like, to be honest, guys, I don't know why I'm doing this. Why? No, okay. Jeez, okay. Hey guys, it's the game killer here. And today we're gonna start off playing this brand new thing here called Age. called Angels with Scaly Wings. Alright. So I was talking with one of my friends, right? And then we were all like, hey, you should play Elder Scrolls Online. It's only like, what, $20-something. So I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So I get the Steam card required to get it. But then I see this come out, and I was like, oh man, I really gotta play it. And then I saw it had a digital deluxe edition, and it's like, oh, I gotta get that too. And then I got it, and now here I am. And I don't know why. So okay, like, to be serious, guys, let's actually start it. To my knowledge, this is some sort of okay. So to my knowledge, this is some sort of narrative mystery dating sim sort of thing. I don't know. I only vaguely know what it's all about. It's gonna be a trip. But let's... Yeah. Let's... Okay, yeah, it didn't... My shift button isn't working, apparently. That's a weird way to choose a color, I guess. Let's go with silver. That seems right. No, that doesn't... Wait, whoa, whoa, right-click is system menu? So, right off the bat, I can see this is some sort of a VR type thing. I don't know. But that's what they were trying to go for. No, that does not look right, actually. I don't like that color. Let's go with gold. That sounds right, yeah. Now it sounds right. Right. To advance text only. This is useful to avoid making a selection by mistake. Alright, that's good, that's good. ESC or right click brings up menu. Yeah, I kind of found that out. Review past messages and rewind. Okay, good. Yeah, sure. S takes a screenshot. Okay. Right, and it just goes into it. The year is 2000 something. Only recently has humanity discovered a portal that leads into a different world, populated with a race of intelligent talking dragons. Yeah. It's something. I was one of the few to travel to this world, but maybe I should start at the beginning. It all began when we just discovered a strange device in the middle of nowhere during one of our expeditions, a portal. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I had heard about a similar technology before. Jesus. That's some text speed. Ugh. Hold on, hold on. Let's actually, like, set that. If I'm gonna, like, actually try to read this, let's make it actually, like, slower. A bit slower, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Some of the technology before, though, it had been more on an experimental level. From what I knew, other portals had been created in the past and were under consideration for mass application. As for this one in particular, though, we did not know who built it, nor when, or why we found it in the wilderness where we did. What was more exciting to us was the fact it was functional. After our first tests, we found there was someone else on the other side who was in possession of a similar portal, and our attempts at communication through letters were successful, but in the end, the machine's extraordinary demand for power meant we needed to act quickly, as we wouldn't be able to keep the portal open much longer. When we made this known to the other side, we received a very unexpected reply, a letter of invitation. After some deliberation, it was decided to accept their hospitality and send a person to the other side. There was an individual who took the job almost immediately. Yo, shit. This... Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, the reason why I'm laughing is because that one line right there. So, the individual who took this job almost immediately is pretty much every other Scaly in existence. Oh man. Yo, let's slow this down a little bit more. It's... Oh man. Yeah. That's what he looked like. Reza is Cuerdo. That's a name. I knew him, or rather, had known him. We attended the same school, and even a few classes together. We never really were very close friends, but we talked to each other occasionally and hung around with the same crowd sometimes. However, we still went our separate ways in the end. I wasn't sure what to think about the whole thing, but he had to have known what he was doing. He certainly was brave. Jesus Christ, I can't... Either that or just very, very foolish. While I wasn't sure which, his courage was applauded by others. After all, he couldn't have possibly known who or what would await him at the other end of the portal, and if he did meet someone there, who knew what kinds of inventions they might have? Not that any speculation on our part would have made a difference. When the day finally came, through he went, with applause echoing across the area, equipped only with the clothes he wore, his multi-tool, a gun, and a device on his wrist that acted as a PDA. They still have PDAs in 20XX? What? Then we waited. The crowd that was applauding him slowly dispersed with enthusiasm died down, as there was nothing for us but wait and speculate. Approximately 8 hours later, we received our first message from him. While we had assumed the portal had led to another in a different country, or maybe on a different continent, the reality turned out to be much more foreign. The situation he described to us was so outlandish that we initially took it as a joke. A very bad joke, maybe, with even worse timing and no punchline at all. It soon became clear to us, though, that we may just have made one of the most important discoveries since the dawn of mankind. Finding the portal had been remarkable in itself, but this took it to a completely different level. From what he described about the place, or more accurately, its inhabitants, we surmised it could not be part of Earth at all. We called them dragons, because according to Reza, that's what they were, or at least what they resembled most. Even though we found it hard to believe, it had been these dragons who sent us all the letters, and what Reza found on the other side of the portal was a whole civilization of them. They could talk, write books, had buildings and electricity, In many ways, their society was actually very similar to our own. So who were they? And what was this place? Could they be aliens? Our speculations led us to conclude otherwise. After all, we knew about the existence of thousands of planets, millions of light years away that may have been theoretically habitable. Yet even then, we had never found conclusive proof in regards to actual alien life forms. Some people brought up quantum mechanics and parallel universes, but in the end, all of this was just conjecture, and ultimately fruitless endeavor, since we neither had the means nor the resources to explore these possibilities in greater detail. I think there's just one more thing worth mentioning before I move on. The previous isolation had been mutual. They hadn't known about any other intelligent life form beyond their own. Their portal had only recently been discovered, and was a technology previously unknown to them. And just as we had myths about dragons, they had myths about us. That was what we knew about them so far, and as interesting as learning those things and debating their cultural significance was, we really didn't know what we should make of it all. Reza apparently was sure of what he was doing, though he eventually let us know that they had agreed on a trade. We were to give them a few of our PDA devices, which contained vast amounts of knowledge, dwarfing even that of encyclopedias. In return, fucking white guy Allen plays Gary Mod, whatever, fuck off, I'm gonna have to censor that later. In return, they would supply us with generators. I don't know why. It's 20XX. Shouldn't we have found, like, I don't know, solar energy by then? Overall, they didn't seem as technologically advanced as we had been, but they had surpassed us in that one aspect. Their means of generating energy seemed sustainable. Well, I don't know. Solar energy is quite sustainable too. Not only that, but evidently also quite efficient. Well, maybe, yeah, sure, I guess. We certainly would be able to put technology like that to good use, and trading mere past knowledge of the human race for something more tangible was good call on his part. That was where I came in. My prior experience in both biology and sociology made me a good fit to deliver our PDA devices for the trade, and while in the Dragon's world, waiting for the prototypes of our generators to be manufactured by them, I would act as an ambassador on humanity's behalf. Oh, shite. What a way to make a first impression by a display of mutual goodwill. Everyone benefits and everyone goes home happy. All is well. At least that was the plan. Despite the images that living, talking dragons might conjure up in some people's minds, I didn't even think of bringing a weapon myself, considering that they were reportedly friendly and peaceful enough. There was no need for me to fear potential ill intentions like Reza did when he had stepped into unknown territory, and acting as humanity's ambassador, I had to do my best to uphold a high standard in fostering this diplomatic relationship. When the time came for me to step through the portal, all my mental preparedness vanished. My anxiousness was fueled by all the questions lurking in my head, just as the machine started to do its work. Would it hurt? Who would I meet on the other side? What if they really weren't so friendly and just made Reza write those letters with the pretense of appearing friendly only to lure us into the den of man-eating monsters? And certain doom, with us ending up as nothing more than a tasty afternoon snack. Why do I sound like Seto Kaiba? Maybe I should have brought a weapon after all. Suddenly, I felt a shiver coursing throughout my entire body and beyond when I disintegrated, as if every atom of my body was torn from me and pulled into a different direction. This is getting really loud. I saw darkness and light. What the hell? Why is the text so fast? Painting patterns in the stars as I traveled, and images rapidly flashed before me of things unseen and unspoken. Both horrifying and beautiful, it was an experience unlike any other, just over in a split second. Then it was dark. I could only see a patch of light color contrasting with its dark surroundings as my vision started to clear. Its edges got sharper as the patch of light slowly took shape, giving me the distinguished outline of a reptilian head and an array of horns spouting from it. It was a dragon. And as I could now see, a dragon who had not only found a pair of round glasses, but also wore a burgundy tie around its neck. In the name of our people, I build In the name of our people, I bid you welcome. If I may introduce myself, I am Remy, your guide and ambassador, a representative of our council. The dragon spoke. It was one thing to have heard and read about this, but something else entirely to have one standing in front of me in flesh and blood and tongue. It was good that all my mental preparedness had disappeared when I was teleported, because nothing could have prepared me for this. Sorry, I imagine you might still feel the effects of the teleportation. Drowsiness or weakness is not unusual, as is fainting and spontaneous emptying of your bowels, bladder, or stomach. Damn, how do you feel? Rendered speechless, I had totally forgotten that I was shouldering the burden of representing my people to them as well. So much for being professional, but at least he gave me a good excuse for my blunder. I think I'm alright. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we should go before it gets too dark. Come with me, please. So I followed the dragon, not staying too far from him, as the sun had already departed for the day and the remaining light diminished by the minute. It is getting hard to see where I'm going. Sorry about that, but we had a good reason to schedule your arrival like this. We did not want you to be ambushed by a crowd, so we had to keep your exact time and date of arrival secret. Thanks. I suppose an event like this would have made me a celebrity of sorts. It would be the same if one of you came to us. That's quite an understatement. Some people here are rather superstitious. They might regard you or any of your kind as divine, I suppose. Really? How so? We do have certain myths that involve humans, and as such, I suppose the history lesson will have to wait for another time. Here we are. By this point, it had gotten so dark that I could barely make out the building before us. I briefly wondered whether they might have streetlights elsewhere, or if they did not require any due to possible enhanced eyesight or night vision. I could vaguely see the dragon, his light colors still visible within the blackness that engulfed the area, rear up and manipulate the door handle with one of his forepaws. Hinges creaking, the door open, and with a flick of a switch, the apartment was flooded with light. Apartment? We went to it. What? No, okay, never mind. The apartment was flooded with light, blinding me after all the time we had just spent without it. We were just in a place full of houses, though. This is where you will live for the time being. It is fully stocked, but in case you need anything else, I left you a note with a few phone numbers. It is getting rather late, so I'll have to take my leave now. In any case, someone will come and meet you tomorrow morning. Oh, that's old. Thanks, Remy. Have a good night. How did I... Wait. Oh, man. I'm starting to forget stuff now. Until we meet again. With a nod, Remy left the apartment, mindful enough to close the door behind himself. Surveying the room, I considered the events that had just transpired as my gaze met the window. I could see movement outside, and as I drew nearer, startled, I could hear footsteps in the grass, moving away quickly. Assuming it might have been the dragon I just met, I thought nothing of it as I went to bed and slowly succumbed to the sweet allure of sleep overdue. I spent a few moments thinking about my role, my mission, and what it meant to be here now. I felt a responsibility placed on my shoulders. I was eager for the adventure to come. Yeah, it'll be an adventure, alright. Oh wait, this is a selection. Okay. Damn. What do I do? What do I do? Jeez. Oh no. Oh no. So do I stay serious? Or do I go or do I take the other route? I don't know. Screw it, whatever. So many possibilities and prospects raced through my mind. Truth be told, the thought of being able to meet an entirely new species and a civilization excited me, as I was going to be one of the first to truly experience their society with its own little quirks, differences, and similarities. I couldn't help but feel like some sort of modern Vasco da Gama or Marco Polo. Maybe I would even write a book about the whole experience after it's all over. I was sure it would become a hit, all things considered. At any rate, this was going to be fun. Wait, so... Yeah, you would write a book, but, like, there's deviant art and other stuff like that. Oh, it's Inception. Okay. And so begins the first chapter. How long was that intro? That was like 45 minutes, man. Damn. We're only at chapter 1? Ah, damn. I woke from uneasy dreams looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside in the distance, the portal I had emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me in case I needed anything. Along with his own home phone and work number, there were also some numbers for the delivery of food and other necessities, as well as emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. Oh, it's the police! Run! Hello, you must... What? You must be me? Oh, yeah, right. Right. I'm called me. I forgot my own name. You must be me. I'm Sebastian, and I'll be our escort, our security, I suppose. Usually I work for the police, though. Nice to meet you. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and when he somewhat nervously extended his arm towards me, I noticed that he apparently only walked on his hind legs, the two forelimbs, instead of having distinct arms, hands, and fingers. So is that he doesn't have wings, so... Ain't that a dinosaur of some sort? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. So we think about this calmly, right? If we... Right, so this is another species we're dealing here, right? So something as simple as like shaking hands with someone is like considered like polite to other humans. But what about these, right? So, I don't know what to do in this situation. This seems awkward. uh... This also seems, they all these seem awkward. Shoot. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a spider. Damn it. Okay. I can feel the invisible bumps and scales on her rough skin. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian. So where are you taking me? Straight to business, eh? We're going to visit the plant where they are making your generators. They have some news for you, or so I've heard. Reza will be there too. Sounds great. Just follow me. While we walked, I was under the impression that we were purposely avoiding the busier parts of town, instead straying towards the edges and small alleys as to not garner too much attention. Okay, so that wasn't as awkward as it was going to be. So, at least... there's that. Even then, we got the occasional stare. After just a couple of minutes, we arrived at our destination, where we were met by Reza, as well as yet another dragon, a vicious-looking beast that didn't stray too close to him. Right? Hey. Reza, long time no see. How true that is. Good to finally see another human face around here. What a coincidence to have you, of all people, show up. Yeah, guess those degrees aren't so useless after all. By the way, who's your friend? Just my bodyguard, same as yours. Don't bother with him, he doesn't talk much. Well, we're gonna like start a Pokemon battle now? What? Right, so if okay, so I feel like this piece of dialogue would be better. Like, considering my character knows Reza, apparently, this would be most appropriate. Very funny. The two dragons exchanged a few words, and as I met the gaze of the larger tenebrous dragon a few paces from us, Sebastian turned towards me and spoke up again. Hey me, this is Maverick. Nice to meet you. Yeah, whatever. Don't expect me to give you any special treatment like everyone else's and we'll be good. It's gonna be hard making voices for these guys. What are you talking about? So you're saying you haven't noticed the stairs and how they all treat you like you're the next messiah or something? No, I just thought. We're not the ones making a big deal out of this, you are. We're just here to get what we agreed on and then we'll be gone. If anything, I'd actually prefer if you left us alone, but you're the one who insists on following me around wherever I go. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to censor out all of those. Jesus. A growl escaped the darker dragon's trembling lips as he bared his teeth at Reza. Alright, that's quite enough. Let's just go inside already, shall we? After you. What is this, some sort of Japanese school? The crisis was quickly averted as we entered the building, which was characterized by its many floors, high ceilings, and long, narrow hallways, as Sebastian led us to our destination. There you are. I was waiting for you. Right, it's this guy from the trailer. Wait a minute, I thought we were going to meet the guys from production. What are you doing here? They're only coming in later today, so you'll just have to make do with me. I see. Well, me... Oh, shoot. Well, me. This is Anna. She kinda manages this building, though she's actually more involved with the research wing rather than production and engineering. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. I have something for you, by the way. It'll take them a while to make all the generators we promised, but we've got the one for you here. Feel free to send it home and give it a test. And this guy just fucking pops in from the left. That's great. I'll take it. It looks a little small, if you ask me. Don't underestimate its power. Oh, and do be careful not to drop it. Sure, I'll be waiting outside while you do your thing, me. I suppose I'll wait for you outside as well. What thing? Oh, have you brought the PDA? Of course. Here you go. Alright, now to give this thing a test run. The PDA lit up as her hand swiftly moved around its interface in calculated motions. By the way, would you consider letting me run some tests on you as well? It would only take a drop of your blood. What? Why? I work in biology, so obviously this kind of thing would be very interesting to us. I'd share the results with you, of course. Yeah, sure, whatever. Great! She was quick to produce a small device from a drawer, which from a glance reminded me a lot of the test tube. Now, if you would just give me your hand, please. As I reached out to her, she took my hand into hers before she pressed the device into the back of my hand. I winced as pain jolted through my hand. Jesus, I can't read today. Something sharp drove itself through my skin, and shortly afterwards, a droplet of blood was sucked into the tube attached to the small needle. Thanks. You're welcome. Oh, sweet. An achievement get. Looks like your PDA is good, by the way. So we're... Oh, jeez. So we're just about done here. And since we're both in biology, it could be interesting if you want to meet me some other time as well. Here's my number. Alright. Seriously, I can't read today. See you soon. Well, that was interesting. Did she ask you for your blood too? Yeah. Did you give it to her? Doesn't matter. Oh, well, it's your choice. We've got no idea what they might do with it, though. I'm getting hungry. How about some breakfast? I'm all for it. I can't stand early mornings like this. That shouldn't be a problem. There's a cafe not far from here. What do you say, Mavers? I wouldn't mind to grab a bite myself. That's so then. Luckily for us, the cafe was mostly empty when we arrived, as it was still pretty early in the day. Razor was quick to lead me to a table or two, prompting the dragons to get one of their own at the other side of the restaurant. Finally. I can't stand that guy being on my tail all the damn time. Maybe he just likes you a lot. We were approached by an individual who appeared to be the waitress of the cafe. She was an interesting-looking dragon who, unlike the others who I've seen so far, was more akin to a wyvern, possessing two rather large wings as her forelimbs, which resemble those of an oversized bat. Oh, it's the humans! Wow, what an asshole piece of dialogue. What an asshole piece of dialogue, what the hell? Yo! Yo, what the hell? All of these makes us look like an ass. Ah, damn. This is the least asshole-like. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to our establishment. My name's Adine, and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? Damn, I don't like all the pauses I'm making is because like I really don't know what to think of the whole situation. I still don't know why I'm doing this. Right, so I don't know what they have. So yeah, that's pretty much the most logical thing to do here. Sure thing. 2 specials coming right up. I missed a piece of dialogue, but that doesn't matter, I guess. As I was saying, if you look at the big picture, don't you think there's just something off about this whole place? Where is it, really? If this is supposed to be a completely separate place from Earth, or even a different dimension, some things just don't add up. Don't you think so too? Well, for one, all the chairs in here seem to be, like, designed for humans, so... like, there's that. Let me just grab my tinfoil hat real quick. I've been here much longer than you have been. Maybe you'll see him soon enough. I can't really say much more with you. With you-know-who over there. He's probably listening to us right now. He doesn't seem too bad, to be honest. When I let my gaze wander, I saw that Maverick was looking in my direction. Our eyes met briefly, his expression not showing any discernible emotion, while I wondered whether it had just been a coincidence or if he really was able to hear us from the distance. I do have some theories, and if I'm right, we might be in trouble. What kind of trouble? What are you talking about? Shh, be quiet. I'll let you know more as soon as I can, but for now, let's just play along. After all, we already have one of these babies. He patted the generator's box for emphasis. God knows we need them. Oh, there she comes. The female returned, astounding me with her ability to balance the dishes on the edges of her wings. She placed a forelimb on the table and proceeded to move the dishes from her wing to us with a gentle push of her snout. There you go. Watch out, it's hot. Thanks. You're welcome. Apparently today's special consisted of an odd-looking fish of some sort. I was a little hesitant to try it, but considering the steam coming from it, it was probably better to wait a few minutes anyway. When the waitress brought out meals to the Two Dragons Crust Cafe and exchanged a few words with them, Razel leaned forward and whispered something to me. I'll send you a letter with a coded message later. You'll know what to do. Razel rose from his seat before he made it known to me that he still had a few things to do and left the restaurant, followed shortly after by the larger of the 2 dragons. But you haven't even touched your fish. I wasn't in a hurry, so I spent a few more minutes in contemplation while I looked out the window. Not that this whole situation was already bizarre enough. There was also now the vague sense of danger conveyed by Razel's earlier words. I did not even have an idea of what kind of threat might be lurking out there. You know, judging from the background music, it doesn't seem like there's much danger at all, so I don't really know what's about to happen. Eventually, I took a bite out of my somewhat unusual breakfast. While I already thought the smell was quite peculiar, the taste had been even worse. I imagined it might be the kind of delicacy that had an acquired taste. One that I certainly hadn't acquired yet. I decided to get outside before it was too late. Are you done? Sure am. How'd you like it? I'll just say it's probably not for me. And you wouldn't be the only one to say that. You better wait outside in case it decides to come up again. You tried the odd-looking fish. That's achievement, get? Sure thing. I stepped outside, taking in the scenery of this strangely familiar world. Right, so all the doorways are human-sized. What? So yeah, It's quite odd. In the short time I was here, I already found the similarities between their world and our own utterly fascinating. After all, we were talking about an unmapped place with a never-before-seen form of life. As far as discoveries were concerned, even something as simple as a new unicellular organism, or even bacteria, would have been remarkable. Yet here I was, standing in the middle of a village evidently built by this race of intelligent talking dragons, with a society not unlike our own. Reza didn't seem to share the same interest and instead was more smitten with the generator. But given our reasons for coming here in the first place, I couldn't blame him for his enthusiasm being focused on something else. My thoughts were interrupted as something suddenly zipped past me just a little too close, causing me to stumble back. It was a rather small dragon with a bag clamped to it in its maw, who had apparently somewhere to be. I regained my footing and watched it as it disappeared into the distance, even though I'd seen enough dragons to recognize their variations in size, color, and other attributes. I guess this one must have been a juvenile of its species. Shortly afterwards, Sebastian joined me outside, having taken care of the tab. I gave her a generous tip on your behalf. I hope you don't mind. Yeah. In any case, now that you've given us the PDA and Reza has the generator, you're free for today. So if you want to go anywhere in particular, let me know, or I could show you around town. I was tempted to be given a tour, but considering Reza's words, I wanted to be careful and not stray too far without knowing more about this world first. I think I'll stay home for today. I still have to get used to everything, you know? I'll just accompany you back then. There we are. Home sweet home. For now, at least. Well, if you need anything, I'll be outside until my shift ends. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. See you tomorrow. See ya. Yeah. Okay. I hadn't really looked at the apartment much, so I spent the rest of the day investigating it and relaxing. I considered checking out some of the phone numbers Remy had left me, but I thought it was better to keep a low profile for now. I found the kitchen fully stocked with plenty of groceries, though the variety was wasted on me. I hadn't been a particularly good cook in the first place, but what was more, I didn't even recognize some of the things I found there. Whether they were edibles that we had back home that I just didn't know about, or something completely alien, I wasn't sure, but I didn't want to take the risk of eating anything I didn't know. After all, it was possible that some of the comestibles might be fine for them to eat, but still be poisonous to us. I was also glad to find a shelf that was filled to the brim with a variety of books. While I found the subject matter of man, myth, or reality to be quite intriguing, I had to give up after just a few pages due to its exceptionally dry writing style, which I wasn't inclined to enjoy at the moment. In the end, I settled for an adventure novel about a dragon archaeologist who stumbles upon the remains of a long-lost human civilization, after which she is hunted by an evil organization who wants to use the found magical artifacts for its own nefarious purposes. While entertaining, I had to admit that it reminded me a little too much of the trashy novels we had at home. I certainly found it amusing that certain tropes were not really unique to us as a species, though I wondered whether this kind of literature had fallen into disfavor here, as it had back where I came from. I was reading a particularly exciting scene in which the hero, Sheridan, uses one of the magical artifacts shaped like a pair of human hands holding a scepter with a globe at the top to prevent herself from being crushed and ground into a bloody pulp by ancient human temple's moving walls, when I suddenly heard the doorbell ring. So I'll probably go on until chapter 2. This is going on for quite a while now. So it's another one. This one looks like a mailman of some sort. I don't know. I just assumed its gender. Hello there. Would you please sign here? I'm not signing any away with my rights with this, am I? I've got a letter for you that requires signature confirmation. I see. Looking over the clipboard the small dragon was holding up to me, I saw that the sender of the letter was in question was Reza. There you go. I'm Lauren, by the way. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? What is this about? I'm just making small talk. Wait a minute, I recognize you. You tried to do the same thing with Reza. Maybe I should report you to their superiors for your inappropriate behavior toward your clients. But it's important. Please, just let me talk to me for a few minutes. It's so weird. Why did I choose me? You know how it is. If you want an interview with one of the humans, you'll have to get permission from the proper authorities. Help me out here, me. As an ambassador, you should care about the accurate portrayal of humans in the media, don't you? Then you should talk to me. Otherwise, someone else will fill in the blanks, and who knows what they'll come up with. Seriously, why did I choose me? Let me show you something. The small dragon opened up his bag, rummaging through a number of letters and small packages. I think I lost it. Anyway, I wanted to show you some pictures of what people think humans look like. On some of them, they have like 4 heads and look nothing like you. It's crazy. What are you, Lauren? A reporter? No, I'm just... Do you want me to remove him, me? Is what he is saying is true? Yeah, I guess. I see. That sounds pretty interesting, though. Alright, you can leave your number here and maybe I'll call you later, but that's all I can promise. Thank you so much. He quickly produced a small sheet of paper and scribbled his number on it. Afterwards, he sheepishly presented it with both hands. Alright, you got what you wanted. Off you go now. Eee! Oh my god, what? What? Sorry about that. Don't worry about it. I guess that should be all. I'll see you tomorrow then. Right. With all the commotion, I almost forgot that I was also still holding Reza's letter. Within the plain envelope was a similarly plain sheet of paper with his handwriting. When I started reading, however, I saw that his wording was so full of the pleasantries I knew he hated, I assumed every word of it was faked as to conceal its true intent. He did mention I'd know what to do, but I was unsure of how I was supposed to decode the letter's secret message. I didn't remember ever having a conversation about this topic with him, yet he still relied on me to remember whatever it was that I was missing, or he thought I would just be able to figure it out on my own. This is what it said. Hello, my dear friend. I hope this letter has reached you swiftly and in good condition. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier, so I wanted to write you this letter. How have you been these last few years? What have you been doing? How's the family? I feel like there is so much we should talk about, since we have not seen each other much recently. At least we have a chance to do so in this form. Quite an exciting venture we are on now, right? Have you liked it here so far? Made any dragon friends yet? Haha. Oh, sorry, did I not say that right? H-A-H-A. Anyways, I will be looking forward to your reply soon. Best regards, Reza. Various things came to my mind. Only reading certain words or letters was one that I thought of immediately, but I couldn't make out anything after trying to find a system within its array of letters and lines. Maybe I had to look more carefully. Or maybe he referred to the fact that we were both given an apartment. Considering the things that they provided for us, maybe I just had to find the right object to decode the message. There were many everyday items here, though, and of course I still had no idea what in particular I was looking for. have no idea either. So, what the hell? The bookshelf was stocked with quite a variety of books on different topics. Maybe Reza left me another message here at some point. He could have known that I was going to live here, so I suppose it is possible that he helped me with the preparations and hid something for me to find. No, not even removing every single book from the shelf, there's still no indicator or anything that would help me decode his secret message. But even if Reza did leave a hint, this could have been anywhere in this apartment, and not just on this bookshelf. Maybe it has something to do with the books. The shelf is full of them, but I suppose the hint could be hidden inside one of them. Shite. What the hell is this? I was so young and naive back then, barely having reached the age of which the arduous process of finding a mate settled down and having a family became expected. No choice included in a culture that was lost in the sea and uncertainly, drifting, hoping found by one day, and then I did. How fast it flies when you're happy. I just can't believe this was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks I found one, my truest soulmate there ever could be. Like a wrecking ball, he came out of nothing, breaking all the barriers and entered my life. 2 weeks away, I was nothing. Today, I'm the happiest dragon alive. Who knew that out of all the people alive, it only took the right one to write life itself. Who knew that to meet the perfect one, the only thing you needed was... I don't think there's anything in here. And who let this mess ever get to print? Sheesh. Took the words right out of my mouth, mate. Oh boy. Why did I take this one? It was a dark and stormy night. Relentlessly pouring rain outside, I'm interrupted by the echo of thunder again and again, so quick that it roaring staccato, blah 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 blah. No, something was really pounding on the door right now. Pounding on the door right now? Ah, he must have pounded on the door. No. Door slowly open, the moment for which the house's owner had waited decades, finally is here. Feel my wrath, blah 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 blah. Oh, wait a minute, this is a kid's book. No wonder he had to spell it out. Yikes. Magipen. Ah, it's written in a secret ink. You need a light, mate. He wrote it in lemon juice. Yes, yes. Oh my. Really? An invasion by human aliens? Is that what they think we're like? Born to serve. Yeah, probably this one. Shoot. Shoot. There's nothing here either. A politician, huh? I wonder what their actual government is like.
In the 1422nd year since our ascent to sentience, a most extraordinary chain of events led to the most extraordinary of circumstances in our politics and society. These events have since been buried in history, though, until I stumbled upon the records of these tumultuous times. I've taken it upon myself to dramatize the events in a manner that is both accurate to history, as well as entertaining to any reader who might have an interest in such stories. This is not just for my own personal gain, as I hope to make the story available to a larger audience than just a few who have permission to visit the archives. I believe the wisdom to be gained from the ensuing tale to be more relevant to us now than ever.
What the hell? I don't even have a reaction for that. I just said it for him. The Exomen sphere and how to use it. Whoa, Exomen sphere. Whoa. It might be an Excoen sphere. I probably need it. I probably need this Excoen sphere. But I need to find it first. Yes. Yeah, whatever that is. I read a bunch of books. It's probably in the bathroom in it. A cabinet. No razors. There are some pain meds though. I don't need to get addicted. Whoa, I don't need, no. I don't need medication. Ha, no shampoo to be found anywhere, of course. And no hint either, just some body wash. Look in the fridge. Plenty of stuff in here. Look at the meat. It's just a slab of meat. Nothing special about it. Look at the milk. Pasteurized. At least they got that down. Crack open an egg and look inside. Nope, just a regular egg. I can do this 12 times, right? Achievement, get? That's how you do it, guys. It's an unlabeled container with some sort of white liquid inside. Well, here goes nothing. It's salty. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ! Oh no! Aw, no, I just... why? Just some fruits and veggies here. The lemon! Of course! Yes, learning. I was sitting next to him in class when we learned that. He made a joke about using a method to cheat on the next test, and I replied by saying he'd have to bring an iron. He had really expected me to remember a random chemistry class that happened years ago. But then, I did remember it after all. Meet me at the portal tonight. 10 p.m. was all the message said. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I had to go out and meet Reza, so I decided to make some lunch. I could have made some scrambled eggs if I hadn't broken them all earlier. Afterwards, I resumed reading my book about the continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end, with the evil organization stopped in its tracks, at least for now. I had thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity. Ambiguity, yeah, right. Why is this, like, seriously, this is why I don't like reading stuff. Because it's like, it's full of just, like, words. Yeah, but when I turned the page and saw the advertisement for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books, I realized this had all just been a ploy to set up the inevitable sequel. Luckily, the disappointment didn't last long as I had to get going to meet Reza at the portal. When I got outside, it didn't seem quite as dark as when I had arrived yesterday. I can't read today, guys. Jesus, I might have had some difficulties finding my way, otherwise I could still see the portal in the distance. As I was walking, I wondered if anyone was following me, but the land seemed oddly deserted. Was everyone already asleep? Eventually, I arrived at my destination. Reza was already standing idly by the portal, his fidgeting making it obvious that he had waited just for me. I was already wondering whether you'd get it at all. What did you expect? What a wonderful night it is. Just look up at the stars. You could see them so clearly here, without all the pollution lingering in the air just like back home. Almost as if we were looking right into the face of eternity itself. For so long, humanity thought we'd find aliens out there. Yet after all these years, we found we were still alone in the universe. So, obviously, Reza's the bad guy, right? Turns out we were just not looking in the right place. What's going on, Reza? Why did you call me here at this time? For one, because we're sending the generator home. Right. Before I was sent here, they told me they would limit the use of the portal, as they couldn't afford to keep it open all the time. In order to keep in contact with us and to enable us to send things over to them, the portal would be open for just a quarter of an hour each day. Sending something back home wasn't really problematic for us, since the high energy expenditure associated with sending bigger objects only affected the sender, not the receiver. However, this also meant that until all business was concluded in regards to our trade with the PDAs and the generators, we were basically stuck here. As for the other, do you know what this place is? You said something about trouble. How much danger are we in, really? More than enough. I'm afraid this whole place will be gone soon, and we better not be here when it happens. What are you talking about? I hoped you'd see it too, but then it took me a while to understand, and I had a head start on you. In any case, while he was speaking, my gaze wandered and fixed on some movement nearby. It was hard to make out anything, but I imagined it must have been wind blowing through the nearby shrubbery, except for the fact that there was no wind. Reza. This might take a while to explain, but we've got the whole night. Reza, look. He turned around to face whatever I was seeing. He squinted hard before he called out. Yo! How dare you follow me even here? The disturbance came closer until it became clear that it was Maverick, who had hidden nearby to listen in on our conversation. I knew you were up to no good. What were you talking about? What are you planning here? Some kind of attack? Wait a minute, there's no reason for... Don't try to deny it. I heard you both talking about it in the cafe, and I saw the letter. You think I couldn't smell the lemon on it? Pathetic. You'll have to come with me to the police station now, both of you. Come on, I think you're overreacting. But I will come with you if it'll help any... Reza, what the fuck are you doing? Come on. Come on, me, let's get out of here. And the dragon sighed. I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his hide, a trickle of blood staining his dark scales in the earth beneath. Reza used the opportunity to run off in some direction. I wasn't sure which. I frantically scanned my surroundings looking for Reza, though he had already vanished into the darkness. What was I supposed to do? Run away as well? Help Maverick? I was just a diplomat and I had no idea what was happening. Suddenly, the dragon whipped around, hitting me in the guts with his thick tail. I was lifted off the ground briefly before I hit the impact of my body hitting the ground hard enough that my vision blurred almost immediately. A deafening roar battered my ears. Was this his cry for help? I could barely move, but I found it better not to try, as to not startle the wounded dragon more than he already was. It would have ended badly for me if he tried anything. I heard him take a few unsure steps before he lay down on the ground, panting. I'm still watching you, you know, and you better not move for your own good. If I have to get up again and come after you in this condition, I can promise you I won't be nice. It took a few minutes of listening to his labored breathing before someone arrived. It was two dragons, the first I recognized as Sebastian, the other one I didn't know. I heard Sebastian and Maverick exchange a few words when the stocky fellow approached me. Ooh boy. This guy looks pissed. Hey kid, you alright? Yeah. I'm Bryce, the chief of police in this town. Can you tell me what happened? Razor shot Maverick and ran off, yeah? Is that so? His face was stern and seemingly lost in thought. Jesus. As I overheard Sebastian's conversation. Yeah, but you're the flyer on duty. You probably won't find him now. Not here in the darkness at any rate. Well, that's just brilliant. What do you think then, Chief? Me, can you walk? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Sebastian, take me to the apartment. Get us some help here for Maverick. And then we'll look for Reza. Right on. Okay, so, great. Now I can associate him with a British accent. Come on, mate. Ah, shoot. And of course I went to Australian. I'll help you up. I was still shaken up by the events I just witnessed when I arrived at my apartment. Not knowing anything better to do, I soon fell into a deep slumber. Can I just save it here? Like, damn. Jesus. Yeah, so I don't know how many, I don't know how much longer it's gonna be until chapter 2, so I'm just gonna save it here. Hopefully it actually just saves. Nice. Alright, so that was part 1 of Angels with Scaly Wings. I still don't know what to think of it. I'm gonna have to make up some accents for the guys later, but yeah, I don't really know what to do here, guys. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I don't know. But hey, it's something. Hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next the next episode, I guess.